follow the road ahead. A little bit more to the right, so we're not too close to the divide line. That's good. A bit more to the right. Remember, it's yeah, keep going. Follow the road ahead. And you must remember the narrow lanes. That's it. That's good. A little bit more to the right. That's right. And now make regular mirror checks so you remain in the centre of your lane. That's good. Continue following the road ahead when it's safe in this lane. Just got to remember that the lanes are very narrow, so if there's a large vehicle like this Mercedes, it'll get very close to us. But all we do, we follow the lane down. So once the lights go green, we follow our lane down, we'll come to a slip road and we're going to follow the road ahead. So we're not turning off for a good time, so it's no big deal. That's right. Bit more to right, so you're always in your lane. Bit more to right, that's it. And now let people know that you've merged onto a slip road. Good. And utilise the whole of the slip road. That's good. That's brilliant. Well done. Now don't worry too much about a blind spot check, cancelling signal. Now the reason for that is if you're worried about your blind spot check, what you'll find, don't go too fast, let him come in. That's it. A bit more to left. If you're going to look into your blind spot and you're going fast, you won't see anything changing ahead of you. So all you do, you make very regular right door mirror checks. So a blind spot you do if you're going slow, below 40, not above 40. So now we're going to remain in this lane and we're going to follow the road ahead. And now Nabila is going to take a big deep breath and breathe back out for me. I can feel a little bit of nervousness in your driving, okay? So now we're going to remain in this lane that we're in now, a bit more to the right. We're going to remain in this lane and we're going to continue following the road ahead. Unreasonable for us to move out and he will wait there. So we are going to remain in this lane that we're in now. The speed limit's dropped, but we're going to stay in this lane and continue following the road ahead. So we're following the signs for the M621 or the M62. Once you've travelled on these roads, you get a bit more competent. First time it's hard. First time it's hard for everybody. So we'll remain in this lane and follow the blue coloured lorry. So look at the floor markings, because this is what they call a spiral roundabout. And it means it just pushes you like Crossgates roundabout. It pushes you into your lane. So remain in the lane that you're in now and continue following the road ahead. This is good. We're going to follow the sign for the M621. And the M621 is our motorway that comes to Leeds. So it comes off the M1 and it becomes the M621. And the M621 is unique to Leeds. There isn't another M621. But you won't get the M621 until you get to the end of the M1. So once you're about 10 miles away from Leeds, you'll see the M621. But Leeds is a very big city. You will get the sign for that from any city. So like it'll say M1 North Leeds. You'll get the sign for that, so you don't need to worry. So we're going to continue following this road ahead. We're then going to follow the signs for the motorway. So we're in the correct lane now. It says east and west, E and W. We're going to stay to the right and we're going to follow the M61 west. East would take you towards Pontefract, A1, takes you back towards the city centre, down towards Middleton, Ballal, that sort of area. We're going to follow sign from Manchester. So we're going to stay in this lane, junction 2. So we're going to keep right. So we're in the correct lane. Look at your floor markings. Our traffic light's green, but it's been green for a long time, so be careful. Good, good. Now reduce your pace and follow the blue lorry. Now because we're turning right at a roundabout, do we need to signal?
I mean, yeah, we do.
Let's do it then.
Yeah, we do.
Signal, so everyone knows where you're going. Now we will need to stop at these lights. That's fine. So let's say, for example, you were going to go towards Dewsbury, Huddersfield, or the M62. It means you'd turn right here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to follow the cars round. So let's move forward now. We can go. We'll stay behind the black coloured car. But as we keep to the right, we're going to keep pushing our car to the left because we want to come off on the next exit.
Okay.
So when he moves, go towards the right. We're going to lane 1 of the road on the right. Into this one here, yes. And now we need to signal to let people know that we intend to exit the roundabout. Signal left. And we're going to go up where that silver car's gone, lane 1. Yep, that's fine. And now we're going to continue following the road ahead. Now we know the speed limit is 40. So let's let people know which way we're headed. So we need to tell them we're coming onto the motorway. That's fine. Now once you find a safe gap, we'll come onto the motorway. Well done. And we'll stay in lane 1. So you never go across 2 lanes, always lane 1. Now cancel your signal. Now he was naughty. He should have come in behind you, then gone into lane 2. You never do 2 lanes, you will get pulled by a policeman. So now, because we've got average speed cameras, they've reduced the speed to 40 because we have roadworks. We're now just going to follow the road ahead, Nabila. I'm not going to talk to you. Just let you do a little bit of driving on your own. Continue following the road ahead, please, okay?
Can I ask you, if it wasn't for roadworks, would it have been 70?
Say that again?
If it wasn't for roadworks?
Yeah, no, it'd be 50 here. But this is a local motorway, not the national motorway. So the national motorway would be the M1 down past Leeds, sort of a bit further down. But because this is the regional motorway, very close to your city, they always drop the speed. So it's 50 here at the moment if there was no roadworks. But because there is roadworks, it's down to 40. So once they get within a couple of miles of your city, they drop the speed.
Yeah.
And now that that's ended, gently increase your speed. And what we want to do is try and keep left at all times. Yeah, if you can do it. Stay in this lane and I'll discuss it with you. The lorry ahead of you, them two there, their maximum speed is 60. The one behind you is 60. So if we're going to go any speed above 60 miles an hour, going into that lane at the moment wouldn't be safe. You'd end up getting sandwiched. Because you'd have to move out again, wouldn't you? Yeah? So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now we can see a sign on the right telling us that lane 3 will join lane 2 very soon. So look in your right door mirror, make regular mirror checks. That's telling them, it's giving them a countdown. In 400 yards, lane 3 will finish and it will then become lane 1 or lane 2 only. So they need to move and merge into your lane. Now that's telling you the new temporary speed limit. Now what I'd like you to do is move into the lane on the left. So regular mirror checks and come in. Don't go too fast. That's lovely. Now cancel the signal, maintain a good speed. So if you go too slow, that lorry behind you will catch you up. So let's go a little bit faster. Keep your speed around 55. See how he's taking no prisoners. So this stretch of the motorway was the M621. Soon you'll be joining the M62. So this is what we call a regional motorway. It's a small motorway that leads you to your city. Soon you'll be joining the main motorway network. So we're going to remain in this lane and follow the road round. Good. Look in your mirror, see what's going on around you. Keep your speed at 60 at the moment, so let's not go too fast. Let's first get accustomed to the motorway. Once we get used to it, then we can travel at a greater speed. Now quick glance to your right and you can see traffic flowing down the road. That's the network we're joining. So currently it's telling us that our road, this road here, will be joining the motorway. So this is a slip road. Now ahead of us we can see the new temporary speed limit. So that's what they call a smart motorway. Now the far left lane shows 60. That means the hard shoulder right now is acting like a motorway. That means we can use it. So what I'd like you to do is follow the road ahead. Now these solid lines tell you you cannot go over them. So now you'll see the hard shoulder developing, but it'll tell you use hard shoulder. So now let's signal left, signal down, to let people on the side of us know that we're not pulling off. So we're going to stay in this lane, keep your signal on, keep it on, and this lane becomes the hard shoulder, which is now used as a smart motorway. Now cancel the signal. So this bit here we can't drive on. Okay, so the maximum speed at the moment is 60. And these are average speed cameras, they catch you out. Very important that you maintain a safe speed. Now while you're traveling, let's say for example you do break down, you park in the yellow area. You'll find that there's a camera above there, which, like I told you at your house, it has like a PIR sensor, and it'll immediately pick you up parked there, and they'll send an emergency vehicle to see you. If you stop here in an active live lane, immediately get out the car and go over the fence. Ring them. You can ring them from these post boxes here. So it tells you in 300 yards you'll come across them. They're in these yellow boxes, and they have cameras. This lane is monitored 24/7. The motorway is actually, it's pretty safe. But if you're doing 2 hours of driving on a motorway, then find somewhere to break off, like service station. Go there, have a cup of coffee, you know, use the toilet, whatever, have a refreshment and then come back in. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is, as you're following the road ahead, it's keep going down, stay in your lane. It'll tell you that you'll need to move out of this lane. The reason for that is it'll become a hard shoulder for junction 26 only. Essentially what that means is it's not a smart motorway all the way down. It'll act like a temporary sort of area where they could break down and stop. So you need to be careful of obstructions. Not many people pay attention to that. Yeah, if you like, yep. Signal and then wait until it's safe. Now go a little faster. Now adjust your speed. Easy, easy, easy. Don't go too fast, don't go too fast. Because if you're going fast, he's not, you're going to have to slow down. So accelerating is the wrong thing to do, especially if the speed limit 60. So never accelerate to come out, maintain. You're traveling at a good speed. Now what we need to do is we need to increase the gap between you and the bit that's better. You need a minimum of a 2-second gap, ideally 4. So if he does brake, you're able to stop as well. So now we can see that the speed limit will change. It will go back to the national speed limit. Now it's showing us that smart motorway is not working here. So they've turned it off, so it's only these 3 lanes like a normal motorway. What I'd like you to do is do a lane change into the centre lane when it's safe, but take your time. Before you do it, Nabila, make sure you look in lane 3 as well as lane 2 when you are going into lane 2, okay? So let's start that now. Let's start your mirrors and routine. Keep your signal on and don't go out yet until it's safe. Now he's flashing you, but make sure that means you can change lane. That's it. Very, very gently turn the wheel to right. That's lovely. Now straighten up and cancel your signal. And the reason we're doing that, we're letting people from there, off the slip road, come into our lane. Now we can see ahead of us the smart motorway is open. So now let's move back into lane 1. That's fine. Nice and gentle, nice and slow. Now cancel your signal. Now stay in this lane, follow the road ahead. Now move into the lane on the left. Nice and easy. Keep your speed up, don't drop your speed. Be careful about dropping your speed. So keep your speed constant. Again, if you break down, this is where you park. So we're looking at this sign here. We can see Brighouse, Huddersfield, Halifax, Manchester. That's each in turn appropriately distance. And that's a speed camera there, the yellow thing there. And the markings on the floor will measure your speed. You're quite aware of that. I've explained that to you. So we always try and keep left, so we're doing that now, and we're doing it correct. And you always, if you overtake, but then you always try and come back as soon as you reasonably can. Keep an eye on your speed. Now what we need to do, we need to move into lane 2 again. And the reason for that is lane 1, that's going towards Huddersfield and Brighouse. So we've done the lane change. See, look, the lorry's coming across as well. Because that lane will follow. The far left lane finishes, that lane goes towards Huddersfield, and then this lane continues going down the motorway network. This sign on the left, what does it mean? Can you remember?
Yeah, it means wind.
What's that?
Side wind.
Yeah, side wind, yeah. That means you're going into a high area. So what I usually do is I gently grip the wheel a bit tighter, just a little bit tighter. But then as I'm overtaking a lorry, I know that once I've overtaken it, perhaps my car might shake. But don't get worried, you just grab the wheel a bit tighter. It usually happens when you're going over a valley, like Halifax, Huddersfield. Remember, we're in Yorkshire. Lots of hills and whatever. Over the Pennines or whatever it's called. will see that these lorries will be going very slowly.
Yeah.
The reason for that, they call it a crawler, it's uphill. So what we need to do is we need to change lanes into the second lane. So when you're ready, make a lane change. But don't throw your car in, make sure it's safe. Yeah. Go faster as you're going in. That's it. The reason why we're going a little faster because you were dropping your speed. Otherwise, you're doing fine. Now maintain your speed. Now there'll be another lane change into lane 3. If you signal, he'll move across. See how the Audi's moved across?
Yes.
Because he's worked that out from your signals.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh.
A little bit more to right. Try and centre the car. You're too close to the divide line on the left. That's better. That van is getting very close to the lorry. That means at some point he may come into your lane. So you need to look at anybody in the lane on your left, getting closer to the vehicle in front of them. That means essentially they might come into your lane. So just be consciously aware of that. A bit more to right. That's it. We're in the middle of our lane. And usually how you tell if there's a lot of crosswind, these are what they call arctics, as in lorries, and this is what they call a curtain on the side of the vehicle. If you see it pressed, you know there's a lot of wind, but never stare at the lorry as you're overtaking it. That's fine. Bit more to right. Now he should have come in a bit later. Bit more to right, but it's harder to tell in a lorry, in a van, sorry, because they have like mirrors and no inside mirror. Keep an eye on your speed. Continue following the road ahead. It's a nice American lorry. But you keep an eye on your road. I'll admire that beautiful lorry. If I wasn't an instructor, I'd be a lorry driver. I think it's an amazing job. When it's safe, I want you to move into the lane on the left. So don't keep increasing your speed. Try and maintain. Because now you have a problem of getting too fast, too close. So now signal right. When it's safe, do a lane change. You have to remember lorries, the maximum speed they can do is 60. And if you're doing 65, you'll get too close to them. You cannot go more than 60 behind a lorry, but as you bump into each other. Remember, you can go 10 miles an hour more than them, and that's where your problem lies. It's a bit more to the right, that's it, so you're in the middle, that's good. That's telling you the distance you need between you two. So make this slight adjustment, that's perfectly fine. That's good. That's a good distance, well done. I think they should be everywhere on the motorway. I think they're fantastic, these. It gives you an idea of how far apart you should be. And this is good between you, even the new vehicle that's coming to your lane. And this is usually where you get side wind. You get it where the road's open, where it's wide, and you can see to the other side of the valley. Somebody's had an accident on the motorway there, and they've stopped in a live lane. Stupid people. Okay, what we need to do is move into the lane on the left when it's safe. So signal left. When it's safe, we need to go in. So don't force your car in. Go a lot faster, so you can see him. Go faster. Don't keep dropping your speed. Go faster, and now come into this lane. But we need to turn around, otherwise we're going to get stuck in traffic. And now we're going to come off on the next exit, wherever it is. They should not be in that live lane. They need to come out. This is all because of them. Look at that. Just two people have had an accident, that's it. Between them two cars, this is all because of them. When you do have an accident, immediately get your car onto the hard shoulder. And it's because they've not been trained. They don't understand what they need to do. Yes, ring your police, whatever you want to do, you know, but you need to, they're not injured. They just sat on the mobile phones. So if you do have an accident, immediately, if it's safe, don't put yourself at risk, but immediately look at all that traffic, because then all that traffic. It's about a 5 mile tailback, just because of two people. And we're going to come off on the next slip road, okay? So do you know wherever you can come off, we're going to come off, we're going to do a U-turn and come back.